Hello, this video is on generating multiple samples, 15.6 extension, and I hope it helps explains. We're going to go through activity 1 together, and it will be just a video today, no assignment. Let's get started. What I'd like to do is discuss with you activity 1 from page 678 from the notes from yesterday. And the extension on this, 15.6, is on generating multiple samples. Okay, and we're going to just kind of go through together this activity, step 1 through 5. And it says here at the top, you have already used unbiased samples to make inferences about a population. In some cases, making an inference about a population from only one sample is not as precise as using multiple samples. Okay, so we're just going to discuss this multiple sample activity with number 1. So basically, you and a group of friends want to know how many students in your school listen to pop music. There are 840 students in your school, okay? And it says here that each person in the group randomly surveys 20 students. Okay, so what we have here is we have a data set for step 1, which is 20 students that are surveyed. Step 2, we have another data set, but it's done by Kevin himself. And we have another data set, step 3, which has Steve, Laura, and Ming's data set. All right, step 1. We surveyed 20 students. So if you look at 4 plus 10 is 14, plus 5 and 1 is 20. So adding these all together is 20. So it says we're looking to see how many students based upon 840 would prefer pop music. So we can use a proportion to help us with this. 10 out of the 20 surveyed like pop music, that is. And we're looking for X number of students out of 840 students total. So we're going to use a proportion for this. 10 over 20 is equal to X over 840. Okay? Well, that's going to yield you 20 times X is equal to 840. X would be 420 students would like pop music based upon step 1, 420. Okay, so that's the first sample. We're looking at multiple samples of information for pop music with 840 students in your school. Let's look at step 2. Kevin did a survey of 20 students and found that 2 like country, 13 out of 20 like pop, 4 like rock, and 1 like rap. Okay, so how many prefer using Kevin's samples? 13 out of 20. We're looking for a number of X out of 840. And by doing our cross multiplying here, you'd have 10,920. 840 times 13 is equal to 20 times X. So if we're going to undo this multiplication of 20, we would divide by 20. And that would get you X is equal to 546. So using Kevin's sample, we'd have the number of students of 546 students would like pop music in your school, 546. So if you compare the two, first was 420. Kevin's information gets us 546 students. Now let's look at the last sample set. Steve, Laura, and Ming. Okay, so let's first start with Steve. Okay, Steve had 8 out of 20 say they like pop. Okay, and that's equal to X out of 840. Okay, so if you were to solve for X here, you're going to have 20X is equal to 6720. 20X is equal to 6720. X is equal to 336, according to Steve. 336. Students like pop music. Now, look at Laura. Laura has 10 out of 20. So if you considered using Laura's sample, you would have Laura has 10 out of 20 surveyed like pop. So basically half. So that X out of 840, that again is equal to X is equal to 420. Okay. Now, lastly, Ming. Ming has 9 out of 20. So Ming has 9 out of 20, and this is his sample. And when Ming does the sample 9 out of 20, you have the proportionate X over 840. So 20 times X is equal to 7560. And that puts Ming's data sample at 378. 378 for Ming. So if you look at all of these samples, okay, so you go back to step 1, sample, told us about 420 people. Step 2, 546 like pop, according to Kevin's sample. Step 3, Steve's sample put us at 336. Laura's sample put us at 420, and Ming's sample put us at 378. So if you look at this, we have 336, if I line them up, 378, 420 is twice, and then the largest sample, 545. So the question would come about, would say, can you describe the variation of the 5 samples? Okay, so you can see how we line them up. All right, so we got the high 336 or 545, the low 336. We've got a median here, median of 420. And a mode is 420. Mode is 420. Okay. So the inference probably would yield you the best inference of these 5 different samples would be 420. And that would be an example of using multiple samples for activity 1. Now, hopefully that was beneficial for you today. And that's all I have for you today. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Take care. Bye-bye.